Hey, it's Donny A. So I wanted to talk to you today about why I play PRS and why I think PRS are great guitars. And this kind of stems from a comment I got on a video. So I've been doing YouTube videos for about 2 to 3 months now. So I'm pretty new to this. And I posted a video a little while back and got a comment on it. And the comment was you'd probably get more views if you played a Fender. And I'm not upset about that comment. I actually kind of agree with it. I think there is a psychological standpoint to, why people click on things and everything else. I'd probably be more likely, if you put two videos side by side, I'd probably be more likely to click on the video of somebody playing a PRS than somebody playing, say, a Gibson or an unnamed brand or unknown brand or a Fender even, because I gravitate towards PRS and I like them. But I want to tell you why I like PRS, and this is a PRS CE 24. This is an American-made guitar. It is a high-end guitar. It's not as high-end as their core models, but it is high-end. It's got a bolt-on neck, so it's Fender-like in that instance. So when I bought this guitar, it was like $2,000. That was 4 going on 5 years ago now. But this guitar is unbelievable. Like the quality of it, the neck has this satin type finish to it. So, you can slide your hand up it really, really easily. It feels great. The way I look at these things, I think they look absolutely phenomenal. Like I love these, I don't know if you call them tiger stripes or whatever. But I love what they do with the finish on these guitars. I think it looks great. I love the cut of them. I love the headstock. I just think overall they look great. And, a classic Fender Stratocaster or a classic Les Paul they look great too in their own right. And I love what those look like. But one of the reasons I went towards PRS is, the first electric guitar I ever owned was an Epiphone Les Paul, gold top, hanging on the wall behind me. And that Epiphone Les Paul is really playable. It feels great. I got it set up by a local shop, and they did a great job setting it up. So it plays great, still plays great. The one thing that was wrong with that thing was really just the electronics in it. So I bought new pickups. I installed those myself, but I made the mistake of not changing out the pots and the switch. Sometimes, you switch and it doesn't go clean to the next channel and just stuff like that. So I get a little frustrated just playing that. It doesn't, and it's really just the electronic based. I like what it feels like. I like what it feels like in my hands. But after owning that guitar, I thought it was nice enough where I wasn't like, I want to upgrade to a Gibson Les Paul. That was never my thought, right? So Gibson was almost out immediately when I wanted to upgrade. So there is another Les Paul behind me. That is a Gibson Les Paul. That was my brother-in-law's. I never bought that guitar. So that's basically watching over that one now. Don't consider it my guitar. Taking care of it. We'll play it here and there and everything. That's a nice guitar, not my guitar, so I kind of fell into a Gibson Les Paul anyways. But when I wanted to upgrade to a real nice electric guitar, I started doing my research. When I really buy anything, I try and do my research on it. I want to make sure I'm getting something that I'm going to like, that's going to be high quality and everything. And, I gravitated towards PRS just from the look of them. But once I started looking into them, you can't really find anybody on the internet that's complaining about the quality of these guitars, right? They are top-notch quality. There's not usually anything wrong with them. They're very playable. They feel good. And then you go look up videos with Fender and Gibson, and I don't have any firsthand experience with any of these issues, but you do hear people talk about, Fender's got quality issues, Gibson's got quality issues. And just think about it. Like Fender and Gibson have been around for 60 years. They've been sold multiple times. It's not the original guy. Like Leo Fender is not running Fender anymore. He sold it back in the 60s, I think, to CBS. So he's not running Fender anymore. Paul Reed Smith is running PRS, and he is overseeing the operation and designing these guitars and everything else. So that's inspiring to me, right? You can go on YouTube and watch interviews of Paul Reed Smith, which I've done, right? And listen to him talk about how passionate he is about guitars and wood and pickups, and you know, why he picked the scale length he did, how he got started, how he picked the car with the body and everything. I mean, maybe I'd have a different opinion if Leo Fender was still around talking about his own guitars, but you know, he's not anymore. And that's just part of what went into it for me, is that I think that the PRS and Paul Reed Smith guitars are the best guitars, and that's the best manufacturer of guitars right now. So what I believe is that they're pumping out the best guitars right now, and specifically electric guitars right now in the industry. You know, Fender, you hear about quality issues. I haven't really seen any. I don't play a ton of them, right? And Gibson, you hear about the same thing, and you don't hear any of that out of PRS, and everything they put out is great. And then now you have the SE models, and those are just getting better and better. Those get inspected in America when they come back from being built overseas. They get inspected in America, so they're making sure those are of their quality and their standard before they're shipping them out. So I bought into this company from all the research I did, and you know, I wanted to go buy a PRS when I went and tried this thing out. And what I did, I actually wanted a semi-hollow. So I wanted one of the CE24 semi-hollows. So I grabbed a semi-hollow and a solid body, and I went and started playing around on them. And the funny thing is, I thought my mind was set on the semi-hollow, but I couldn't get the thing to not sound thin. And then when I picked this up, it had a nice thick tone that I was looking for. And I went back and forth for probably about 40 minutes on the two guitars, because I already had my mindset that I thought I wanted the semi-hollow from watching YouTube videos and whatever else. But, you know, this one I connected with this one way more. And you know, just the feel of it. I love the look of the birds on the fretboards. I think that's great. You know, it's just way more interesting to look at, right? Than the moons. And, you know, it sounds good, plays good, feels good. What else could you want, right? Obviously, you like the looks. I think it's important that you like what your guitar looks like, because if you think it's ugly or whatever, you're not going to want to pick it up. But I just think this is a great instrument. I haven't had a Fender Stratocaster. The one that, if you've been following me, I've had it hanging on the wall, has been in really rough shape. I recently fixed that up, so I'm planning on playing that one a lot more now. Put all new pickups, all new electronics in it. I didn't make the same mistake as on my Epiphone. I actually, you know, bought one of those pre-wired pick guards that you can get, that had all new pickups, pots, and switches on it. So that was just like a drop-in solder 4 points, and then I bought a new neck for it and replaced that too. I'm hoping to get a video out on that whole process of upgrading that guitar. But that one's a lot nicer now, and I'm hoping to start playing that. So I am hoping to start playing my Fender more, but I'm definitely a PRS guy, and I don't have a ton of experience with the other guitars, but from what I researched and learned about PRS, in my opinion, they're the best guitar manufacturer right now. And I don't understand all the hate. There's so much hate out there. And it's usually, you know, Fender guys or Gibson guys that, you know, they just want to crap all over PRS, and they don't own a PRS, they don't play PRS, and they just have so much hate for you know, PRS and what they're doing, which I don't understand. I mean, PRS has their owner, the luthier who designed the whole thing, is still alive and passionately talking about how much he likes guitars and everything. And like, I don't understand why you would hate on any guitar brand. Like, I still think Fenders are great, even if there's some quality issues coming out of there. That's disappointing if it's true. I mean, I don't have firsthand knowledge of it, but it did push me away from wanting to go buy one. That's unfortunate if it's true, but I don't hate on Fender. I think they're great. I love those guitars. I love, you know, the people who played them, you know, David Gilmour, Jimi Hendrix, John Mayer, all these other guys. They're all great guitar players. Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love seeing somebody play a Fender. I love seeing somebody play a Gibson Les Paul, right? I don't have any problem with other manufacturers, but I just think right now PRS is the best in the biz. And that's how I feel about it. I think everybody should try them out. Obviously, if you get an SE, it's going to have cheaper electronics in it, but everything I see about SEs is how nice they are and how good they are. Everything about S2s is how good they are and nice they are. The CEs, I can speak for myself and thinking this guitar is, you know, can hold its weight with really any guitar. And then, you know, you get into the core models and they're only going up from there. Then you get private stock and everything. I'm sure those guitars are amazing if you have the money and want to spend it on them. If you're thinking about trying out a PRS, I think you definitely should do it. I think they're great guitars. I think, you know, it's best if there's any stores left in your area, you go pick them up and play them. That's the best way to do it. But if you can't do that, you can order off somewhere with a return policy and try it out, see if you like it. I mean, I think you're really going to like it if you have an open mind about this, because I think these are just great guitars.